And that's the big thing for us is workplace culture, making sure they're a good fit, making sure that, that we all gel because we've got 13 people now in our team and office-based staff and then 9 on the tools. But that's key for us, making sure it's a good fit.
G'day everyone and welcome back to part 2 of our chat with Matt from Elevate, Rob from Evo Built and Sam from Built by Hammond. Enjoy part 2 of this chat, guys. We wrap up this incredible chat with these amazing builders.
How are you finding the building process, especially to look at pre-construction design? You're finding it slower, harder, faster? Where do you guys sit on the fence with that?
I think for us, construction has probably gotten faster, mostly because we're well drilled and our processes and systems have really elevated. Want to build for job management. We've got the right team in place, construction manager dedicated to facilitating it. It's not me in my home office with a laptop and a dream. But pre-construction, I think, is where it's slowed down. And you're right, it's not something I'm mad about, because it needs to be something that's well considered and thought out. We've got one project now where, touching on the provisional sum and prime cost items, they chose to proceed because they wanted to see the room, how it feels. So there's not always going to be those ones where you can model it and lock it all in. There still, I think, does have a place for those, but I think you're right. You've put the wind up me. I might need to get onto him a little bit earlier than I normally would have to make sure we get those selections in.
And that is okay. You can you don't want to be I suppose so strict that you're not being a custom builder. It's part of what we do.
That's part of what he wants to do to enjoy it. Yeah.
But I think it's a matter of, hey, you don't want to have those conversations. Oh, mate, by the way, we need the tiles next week. Yeah. Like that part of it, you want to take that stress out for everybody. Yeah.
Definitely.
And minimise variations. That's one of the biggest things we've found is like the way they model it, they'll use your engineering and your architecturals. So you can see if a beam's running through a skylight, or you can see if a window's missing a lintel, or you can just forecast all these things. We literally done one maybe a month and a half ago. 2 of the skylights, there was PFC beams running through the skylights. We're like, are you aware of this? I'm not sure if you want to see this steel beam through the skylight. And he's like, oh, what? He's like, nah, I didn't know. But like, we're as builders, we can't invest weeks on end to every set of plans. So it's like a majority of people will go, yep, cool, let's sign a contract, not even realising that's happening. And then you go put the skylight in and you go, that's not going to work. Do you want to delete your skylight? And then it just causes friction throughout the project. So instead, I can run them through the model and go, hey guys, just so you're aware, we're going to have to move this skylight, or we're going to have to delete this because you've got a beam running through it. And there's just so many things that we call it clash detection, that you can pick up on, because the engineer and the architect, sometimes they don't even talk. And it's like that overarching communication that you need to take responsibility for, that we don't charge for as a builder. Because it's like, well, we can't look at every set of plans. But this process, because we charge for that process, gives us the ability to do it in a streamlined way. So I think it's beneficial to everyone.
Have you
all
found
the trades on site, everything?
Have you found, mate, that it has streamlined construction as well? Because I know a
Massive.
Good chunk into Belgrave now.
Yep.
Which I know you had modelled.
Yep.
Have you found that maybe it's that slow down to speed up, that you
100%.
get the model done, you work through it well? Have you found now that proof's in the pudding?
Proof's in the pudding, definitely. Yeah.
Cool.
A lot of people will say, geez, you're really smashing that out. It's because we spent 4 or 5 months working through it. And it's another good thing, it gives you the ability to value manage. Because like the original quote, I think we quoted it like 2.6, and they were like blown away because it's miles out of their budget. So I said, okay, look, let's change X, Y, Z. Let's move a few things around. Brought it down to like 2.2 roughly. But it gave us the ability to show them this is the ultimatum for different cladding. This is for a different brick. This is, it explains the way that it's going to get built before you even start. And then obviously you look like not a better builder than what you are. But
Well, you know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
you know what I'm talking about, because you can actually show them, whereas it's hard for us as builders to communicate the way that everyone communicates
In layman's
to a
terms.
client. Yeah, in layman's
Yeah,
terms.
you don't have to verbalise.
Yeah.
Show 'em. So just for context, right? Belgrave, $2.2 million build.
Yep.
What was the, not to pry too much, but what's the investment in modelling it? the way you have? I
it's-
dare say a few grand.
Yes, it's about
under
6.5.
10, under 10.
Yeah,
right?
we charge 6.5 for that process.
You could have just saved 6 to 10 grand on
Easy.
that steel
You just
beam
pulled out
location.
400,
or
didn't
something.
Just on variations alone, we
On stress, on
Yeah.
forecasting costs, on
I'll jump into this first, guys, because I've jumped into Future Builder with these three lads only recent. I'm newbie on the block, and I had a chat with a couple of the guys because I was like, went into it and I thought I'm not going to dive into too much at once. I'll try and pick a few things. 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, I'm doing all this shit. And I was like, but it's like, it was too, appealing to be like, oh, geez, I want to get the, Automation King with James Buchanan, get that going. And Wonderbuild was the reason why I jumped in first at the time. But, even the ProCalc, I know, Sammy, I went over a couple of things with you short term, but just the structuring of our pre-construction, I just pulled everything back apart to go, how do I want to go with this? It's one thing that we found is, going on, Sammy talking about clients wanting that custom experience. There's not one project that you're ever going to do is they're going to be exactly the same cookie cutter experience. Every client's different. Every project's different. So from our side of things, we were just looking to really tear it apart. But the tech side of things has got me excited because we're all about trying to get more time, whether it be for our families, hobbies, looking after ourselves, grow the business. But yeah, there's some amazing things in technology at the moment. So yeah,
It's revolutionised things for us, honestly. The last 12 months especially, we had dabbled in different job management softwares and settled on Wonderbuild, settled on ProCalc, and it has changed the game in how we can present what we can present, how we present it, and the experience we give our clients from the start. Like it's made us more professional. It's helped to educate me as well on how we can offer them the best experience.
Yeah,
it really is helpful. We got same thing, Automation King, which manages our leads coming in pre-construction. It's not until this week, or last week actually, we have just had an office manager start. I was going through making a bit of spreadsheet of all of our programs we use, softwares we use, and our passwords. About 18 things later, I'm like, God, we're a building company.
Yeah, it's what people don't understand out there. It's
so many
there's
layers.
a lot of moving parts to it, and a lot of different programs and softwares, and different apps we use. So yeah.
one good one, just while you're on that, set up your company shared passwords.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Unreal. Like it's just the app that you've got now. You can
A universal one.
you can make a universal one, give all your team access to it. Obviously, don't give them your personal ones from your crazy subscriptions. But
keep your bank accounts out of it,
yeah,
Robbie.
keep your bank accounts out of it. But it's just something as simple as that. It's
There you
a
go.
free iPhone app. But it's just called Passwords. But we've linked all our computers, so it's like, what's ProCalc's password? One of the guys is just like
ProCalc 1, 2, 3.
puts it in the password, but it pops up for yourself.
Yeah.
Like they don't need to know it.
Rather than my little notes in my
Yeah.
notes app,
Yeah.
I just scroll
They can
through.
get hacked.
Shit,
by
forgot to
cybersecurity.
update that one.
I'm going to get my VA straight on that because I'm a
it's-
nuthead when it comes to passwords.
We've had
I'm
so many
like,
alterations of the exact same password. We're just like XYZ 11111.
Put a
Like,
symbol
how
on
many
there.
ones was it? You're like,
Forgot one digit now. I've got to put an
Yeah.
exclamation mark on there.
that's why I keep having kids, so I could keep getting inspiration for password names.
Just need another couple of letters.
mix up names and addresses and things, but yeah, no,
it's simple stuff like that that
Yeah.
can just be a game changer to save your time.
we've jumped into Wonderbuild this year, and we were running things like Asana, Slack, just all the different communication, and it was running really well. But just to look to streamline everything. But there's definitely some amazing things going on in the industry with advancing building with technology, guys.
What about you, Matty? Before we glaze over it, you got some cool softwares or apps that you
Yeah, I'm a bit of a dinosaur. I'm pretty archaic to be blatantly obvious.
the notepad in the backseat of the ute.
Yeah, a lot of it's up here, which is even more scary.
Oh, no.
So that's probably why I'm so wide all the time, because it's too much on my mind. But it's even up until 2 years ago, man. Like we were still we were quoting big scale projects. Since then, we jumped on Build Exact. But the funny thing was, it was that was basically a carbon copy of what our spreadsheet was. It was just somewhat more streamlined and then sort of dress it up in a more impressive client-facing document, all those sort of things. I'm pretty I'm pretty stubborn, which is something that I'm working on in terms of adopting technologies. But I'm just probably in terms of delegating and sort of freeing my time up. Every time you adopt a software or new program, it takes a little bit to get it off the ground, and it's that transition phase that scares me, and I don't really afford the time to put into it, which is something that I've got to work on. So, yeah, I'll let everyone else trial everyone that's out there, and then let me know what the best is, and then I'll jump across.
I think we did. Honestly, we went Wonderbuild, Build Exact.
Yeah.
Build a Trend, Build Exact, Wonderbuild, and I would have done the first 20% of each of them and just scratched my head going, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
We're the same.
But now I'm dropping the knee for Wonderbuild.
So what are you telling me?
Wonderbuild.
All right. All right.
Sponsored.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hashi.
I think we'll have to get the great man on because, and look, that's probably one thing that has been, just to chat about with Future Builder for a second, it has been refreshing. Is that there's definitely some technology advances there, and to jump into the community where at any given moment of the day, could be trying to catch up on a weekend, there is someone there that's willing to jump in, and it's not just do this. Sammy, you jumped in and shared your QBE document. You can go into a wealth of knowledge that's there, and it's all driving technology further. So we might have to keep on Matty's coattails and get him in.
I want that spreadsheet in there, mate.
For it. I'm up to it.
Guys, chat about materials for a second, because we're all finding there's a lot of different materials that have been hitting the market thick and fast. Obviously through pre-construction work with clients, different designers. So is there any particulars on building materials that you're finding challenging or unique that you've been working with recent times?
Not to blow the smoke up Bolton's, but this is a very impressive showroom. I'm not paid to say this, but just being able to, I suppose, build relationships with suppliers like this. Come here and you see some phenomenal stuff on the walls, and I'm just like, I didn't realise half of this stuff existed. And I suppose you've just got to say yes to someone like your pretty face and come and do a podcast, and you see all these good materials. And I think that's one of the biggest things is just getting out there and learning about the new materials. Yeah, it's always a good thing.
The Circus showroom that we're in, it's got some amazing stuff on it, and I know people are probably just listening, but we've got the save board from McCormack's behind me here, and stuff that we've just got some unique opportunities with it. But I know from my side of things, we're definitely out of the shortage side of things. That's kind of cleared away since a few years ago. But we were chatting about this off air, but we're dealing with European windows quite a bit, so getting 6-month lead times on building products, and we're building more high performance, Robbie, but sometimes there's more lead times and stuff to factor into our processes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about upskilling your team, because obviously as the boss, as the builder, you've obviously got visions which way you want to take your business and maybe some new things that you want to implement on your projects for your clients as well. You don't want to leave your team behind. What are you, maybe just a quick insight from all of you about what you're doing to help educate your team and make sure they're coming along for the journey?
Definitely building good relationships with suppliers again. I've said that a couple of times, but Devon, who you guys have got on up next, he's got a factory performance membranes down in Roeville. They run a really good educational day, and you bring your whole team down there to learn how to use ProClimber efficiently. And we actually got our whole team down there, including our office manager. Probably never going to put it on her life, but it's good for her to know. I know what Extasana is. I know what Tescon tape is. I know what a press fix is, because then when she's ordering it, or if the boys need it on site, everyone knows they're all on the same page. So it's just important upskilling everybody, including like what you're saying with automation and softwares and stuff like that. Everyone needs to be aware of these things. Otherwise, you're leaving too much stuff on the table.
Yeah. I think our guys don't really understand sometimes. We're pretty transparent. We've actually got a Wonderbuild training day on site where we run through all the timesheets and job notes and everything, because if they're not doing it, then we're not using something efficiently. So it doesn't have to be just a building material. One that I like, Robbie, I'm not sure if you've done this with your team, but we've out with blower door tests and thermal cameras and stuff, we've gotten a lot of our different trades in doing a blower door test to show the Sparky. I mean, even a cabinet maker, be like, mate, you can't just punch holes through this, because, so it's that upskilling across the board from my side of things that I think's worked really well for us in that space.
I think it also it cuts out that the room for error, because if you're wanting to personally implement a different product or a different material, if you haven't trained your team on how to actually install it properly or provided them the right resource so they actually know what they're doing, that goes wrong. You come out to site, you start flipping your lid going, why have you installed it that way? Like, that's wrong. And they haven't been trained the right way. Well, that falls straight back on you guys.
Yeah.
And to segue a little bit from the conversation, I can't remember how long ago it was, but our Chelsea project was the first one we started to do Pro Climber on. We done this pretty much at frame stage. We're like, this is a cool product. We'd spoken to Devon, and we're just like, yep, we want to build this better. So we remember one of the questions that we asked the client, like, why are you building this house? Is like, he wanted a real sustainable house, and his partner was an asthmatic. So I was like, oh, cool. I'd learnt that this seals up the house really well. So I said to the client, I put together this big document, photos, educational stuff. Didn't really know what I was talking about, but I did my research, and I said to him, look, we're willing to do this labour for free. I didn't know how much it was going to cost us if you want to pay for the materials. So it was probably 50% dearer in terms of normal wrap, isolation. So I said, look, it's going to be an extra $6,000 investment, but we'll do the labour for nothing. And we tracked our time. It was probably about 12 grand's worth of labour to do counter battens, pro climber, tape everything. Again, because we were slow, we weren't efficient at it.
Learning.
So it wouldn't be that extensive the next time round. But that was like the investment that we wanted to put into the team. And I hadn't been on the tools for a while. Dean was project management. Both of us chuck our nail bags on. Let's do this together and figure out the best way so we can work out what works, what doesn't. And then the next one we can go, okay, this is what we're going to do. It gives you a bit of a plan moving forward.
I put our experience with that down to marketing.
Yeah.
We did market the crap out of it, and it was like, paid dividends, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, people-wise with that aspect too, some situations it's getting harder to find good people who become assets to your business. We might get an apprentice on board. We've even taken on a school-based apprentice. Just broken his wrist, so that's a Cal out there. But we put a lot of time to try and just get the right team meshed together and invest in those people. But you found, is it getting harder to find the right apprentices? I think, Sammy, you've got a couple of fresh ones, don't you?
I had a red hot one start last week.
Yeah.
Eager as anything. I open, you'll be listening along too. Keep going, young fella.
Is that part of taking on the job? You have to listen to my podcast?
You might have to. Oh, mate, that's the thing. He'd be eager to if he knew I was here. So, look, he reached out, and it's just good to see some young fellas. He's only 18. He's been working 2 jobs, did 5 months for another builder who downsized, and I'll lap that up and come and put him on for a trial, and so far so good. Good fit to the team, and that's the big thing for us is workplace culture, making sure they're a good fit, making sure that that we all gel, because at 13 people now in our team, and office-based staff, and then 9 on the tools. But that's key for us, making sure it's a good fit. I've had one of my senior PMs who's been with me from the start, and it's pretty special, some of the relationships you carry along the way. And I think, I don't know about you boys, but I feel like my guys know that as well, that how much as effort and invested I am in what we're doing. And the more that I've lent into that, the more they can see it, I think,
I need to jump in here for a minute, guys, to thank our sponsors, Backman Builders and Calorie Building. Without the support of these businesses, the Build Insight podcast wouldn't be possible. Take a moment to go and show some support for them so they can continue to support us, bringing you the Build Insight podcast.
That's the thing. You're on the same page. It goes a mile, because it's naturally, as business owners, we're passionate. So I think if your team's aligned, if you share the same work rate, ethic, morals, and whether they're aligned and you coach them, or they jump on board midway through their time, or they're already qualified, or you manage to land a young kid as an apprentice because they share those ethics and morals.
They'll be big assets for you too.
Yeah, huge. At the end of the day, there's that common goal.
Yeah, you can't teach attitude. That's just such a massive part. So you got
Just
a good
eagerness,
one.
passion. That's the biggest.
Yeah.
what you just said then, that's sort of segues to our office manager, Zoe. We put out an ad because I was like, we need someone to do something. I wasn't sure, but I just done.
I need help.
I done a lot of admin, and I was always like, you're up at night doing invoices, tracking financial stuff, and I was just like, I need something. So we put the ad out, and then she's applied for it, and then we like, okay, let's organise the interview. Sat down at the interview. She's like, oh, so what's the role? Could you outline that for me? I was like, I don't actually know, but I just know I need someone to do something.
Robbie, that's
And like,
I need help.
and 3 years later, like she has actually
Superstar.
like built her own role and fulfills it, and has just broadened her reach in terms of
Made it her own.
yeah. She's made it her own role, and I think that I can't speak for her, but I could imagine that would be very fulfilling, being able to go, I'm going to do this for them guys because I can see that needs doing. And sometimes she'll just come up with an idea and she'll be like, hey, what do you think of this? I'm going to track the financials this way, and this is going to be the report I'm going to give to you every month. And I'd be like, cool, how did you do that? No idea.
Yeah.
But she's just like, oh, easy. So then I'll communicate that way.
Yeah.
And it's just, the amount of stuff that she's done just off her own bat.
and it's good for you not to know how to do that. Because at the end of the day, you're better off doing something else that you know how to
You're
do,
trying to
or you
explain
want to
that
do something.
her, and then she's probably going to run into a hurdle or two anyway.
Exactly. Instead, she just takes it upon herself, does it, executes it, and brings it back. And I'm like, far out, that's shit hot.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I've actually got a similar story that I've told Dean quite a few times. I've probably said it on the podcast as well. Going back almost 2 years ago, we hired Anna, our full-time project manager, as a part-time admin. We struggled to fill 2 days a week. And the way that we grew, she had an interest in eventually wanting to do more of a management role. Said, don't worry about going to uni and doing a construction management course, because it was probably a little more aimed at a commercial style of builder. So just, keep a keen interest in what I'm doing, and I'll teach you the ways of what we do and see where it progresses. I think within the space of 12 months, she was basically a full-time project manager, and now we can barely fit. We struggled to fill 2 days a week back then, and now we can't fit everything that we need to do in a 40-hour week. And now we have next week starting a new part-time admin to fill that role.
Yeah. I think,
Evolution.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned to you boys earlier that we had our office manager start last week. I was going through and making a job description, and I literally listed every task I do pretty much. I'm only office based, a couple of site visits a week, but I made sure in that meeting and in our first conversations that she knew that it was a very dynamic role. That's what I called it. It covers a lot, and that's what we need. It was an inquiry for an admin job, and now we've got an office manager on who's a trained architect, and it's leveled up the business that we are and the kind of work that we can do.
Yeah, I think you find the right one. Like we've got a VA that does a lot of our admin and assistant stuff, and we actually went through the process with the Doing Co. Tamsin, who runs the VA side of things, and I basically said to Tamsin like nearly 3 years ago, I need you to find me a unicorn, because I was the same, right? I was like, I don't actually know everything I wanted to do, but I know I had a whole lot of stuff, and how are you going to replace her now? I'd need 3 people to do what she does for our business. So, but she's got an awesome attitude. Never met in person because she's in the Philippines, but you're connected, and you know that she's a part of the team. She's a real team player, and try and bring that across to the. We chatted about it before, just keeping the on-site stuff and the off-site stuff that we're talking about. Robbie getting like your training up some of the office staff that she might not do anything. But I think that's why we're having these different job channels, so that people can jump in, and if you're an admin person, see that, hey, these guys have built this today. Look at what's done, because they might have done the legwork to get that job with you to a contract. So I think it all ties in nicely. But boys, let's jump in. One thing I love talking about with builders is we wear a lot of hats, a lot of pressure. It can be stressful. We're all gone through times where it's shit. But what's some stuff that you've learned over the years that you put into practice to look after yourself and keep your head screwed on properly?
Fill your cup.
Yeah. I'm an advocate for just managing stress. So whatever tactics or whatever tools you need to implement to be able to manage that. We were talking before the podcast started. I was down the footy club for about 10 years, and that helped as a bit of an outlet, both sort of Tuesday, Thursday nights running around with blokes that are mates and having a laugh. So it's those sort of things help. But as you progress and as you get more time poor, you got to pick and choose. So it's just trying to work out, how you sort of relieve your stress. And essentially, now with me, I've got a wife and 2 young kids. So the way I look at it with my work, I'm out the door at 4:30 in the morning in the gym and done by 6 in the office, and then about a 10-hour day and home at 5. So the way I look at it is I need to do what I need to do to get myself in the best position to be a business owner, but then also when I'm home, basically the best dad, and I'm not taking day-to-day shit home with me. And I can be sort of not only present, but also calm and not wired. And
they're not just getting what's
the best
left
version
at
of
the end of the day.
yeah, they're not getting the dregs of a bloke that
Yep.
is defeated by the day-to-day shit that's gone on. So that's not fair on them. I mean, I'm lucky they're in bed by 7 or 8, so they get 2 hours out of me.
Yeah.
That's not fair if I'm sort of a scrap of a man. So
Yep.
it's that's sort of where I'm at the moment, and it's a good balance. It's early mornings, but
Those early mornings help you though too. You're in the gym at 4:30 in the morning. That's a good thing for you.
but no one bothers you.
Nah.
It's the best.
Phone doesn't ring?
I'm knackered. Surprisingly, by about 6 it starts ringing. So I got an hour and a half. But that's the thing. Like I'm knackered. I'm asleep on the couch by 9:30. But it's like, if you're getting hammered. Like you guys know, you'd have 100 phone calls a day.
Yeah.
It's you don't have a chance to think. Right? You're
Or
always
shut off.
Yeah. So if it means me getting up a couple of hours early in the morning and no one's bothering me and I can do what I want just for a little skerrick of time, it's the best.
When the magic happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm similar to that, mate. I've got 2 gorgeous kids, a beautiful fiance, and I think that work and that is just life for me. There's not biggest lesson I think is prioritising my time. As I said, that's how I spend it at the moment. It's early mornings, same, start work, home, straight on the trampoline with the kids, and they get me until they're both asleep, and then me and the missus, how you going? Yeah, good, thanks. And we'll go to bed. that's the one we're at the moment. It's pretty brutal, but look, that fills my cup with the kids, the family. Took the young fella to the footy on the weekend, had an absolute ball, and it's just running, looking after yourself, doing those things that you need to make yourself feel better, so you can be the best dad, boss, businessman.
It's about the awareness as well. Like we've got a young family and things like that, but it's about drawing the line. Like we can go like buggery and work our ass off for a certain amount of time, but you don't want to be churning out this work rate until we're tired and old and bitter,
Definitely.
rather than being tired. Because otherwise you're just an employee in your own business.
Yeah. And what's the point?
That's definitely
it's not the point.
it's a conversation my partner and I have had as well, that we're in a growth stage now.
Yep.
If we want to get to the stage that we all want us to be at, wife, kids, all of it, it's by putting in some hard yards now. Yes, still any time I do get with the family. But 5 years' time is my goal, touch wood, that we're laughing and I can spend my time how I want to then. Yeah.
It's not all about the money. It's actually creating the lifestyle that you want as well.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And for not only me, but for everyone in my team. Like that's my aim, is to build the best, put in the hard yards now, 60, 70 hours a week. I can do it easily because I've got the energy, I've got the passion, I've got the drive, and I know that I'm building the best team and business I can for everyone in it. That's the big thing. And I think my guys, they all know that too, that they're part of something bigger.
Yeah, what about yourself, Robbie?
One big thing I took off Sammy was your ice baths.
Yes. I noted.
I didn't get a note. I got a chest freezer converted into an ice bath, but just stuff like that is I'm the same. I get up at 4 o'clock, go to gym, have a sauna at gym for 15, 20 minutes, go home, have an ice bath. Don't have kids, but I've got a furry one, Poncho. You've probably seen him on the socials. Gorgeous. Absolutely adore him. Comes everywhere. I was going to bring him here today, but thought maybe Bowen's might not like it.
Give him a mic.
Actually, I brought him into the osteo the other day. Literally got a massage, and I was like, "Oh, can I bring the dog in?" Like I was on the way home from work, and he comes everywhere. But just I suppose having that good routine of every morning, gym, sauna, ice bath. Make sure I take him for a walk after work. Try and finish work at 4 o'clock rather than you find yourself, it's 5 o'clock. I'll just get this one more thing done. Next minute, you're like, I'm starving.
Yeah.
You're like, it's
It's a
8
trap.
o'clock.
It's a loophole, isn't it? Because
It's a
everyone
loophole.
knocks off and your phone doesn't ring and you 4 to 5's bloody productive.
Yeah, super productive. But
Five
Yeah.
becomes 6.
Yeah.
6 becomes 7.
and next minute you're doing weekends and stuff. So one of the things is just having a strict routine of actually finishing work on time
Yeah.
Yeah.
and going, hey, it's 3:30. Zoe's out the door. I've got to do the same.
And
Otherwise-
discipline.
Yeah,
for it too.
discipline. Yeah.
I'm in the ice bath every morning, I think, for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Religious. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's-
What's our thoughts on quickly setting parameters, clients, phone call after it? Do we reply? Leave it till the morning?
Yeah,
Leave it
that's
till the Monday?
Recent, I'm leaving.
That
Yeah.
I'll gladly touch on that. Set that expectation super early
Yep.
because in the early days, it's a bit of a tricky one to navigate. You want to be like, as a builder, naturally you're a people pleaser. So I think it's just setting that expectation straight away. Office hours are, whether they're 8 till 4, 7 till 5, whatever they are, make sure that they're well aware what they are. Unless for some reason you drive past and your house is on fire. I don't care that you've decided that you wanted a blue tile on this wall. Like, I'm actually trying to wind down and, just de-stress from the day.
They can wait till
That
the
can
morning.
definitely wait.
Yep.
Or I'm out fishing on a Sunday. Oh, what was the TV bracket you wanted us to pick again? I don't care.
Ask me Monday.
I get actually comments a lot. You get comments a lot. It's like, I couldn't find your number anywhere. I was looking on your websites. I was looking on there. It's like,
Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's on
you don't
purpose.
need it. It's like, if you want my phone number, I'd give it to you.
Yeah.
It's very strict on that. We've got one exception at the moment. We've got some incredible overseas clients. I've actually said to them, I'm happy to be a little bit flexible to communicate, just because that's really important. They're probably having, we started January. We'll probably have 2 site meetings between January and July in person. So, a bit of extra communication there is fine, but really important. And I think you go back to the whole how you operate within your business. I think if you feel like you're stuck in your business, well, something's got to change.
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel like that.
Yeah.
You should have the flexibility. I've got, maybe a little bit older kids and a couple of you boys where I'm trying to get to a school pickup, going, actually all my kids are at school now. So try and do like a lunch date or a coffee with the missus during the week, because I don't get a lot of direct help from families. So if I don't do that, the way I look at it, it's like, well, what's the point of me grinding away in the background to try and grow the business and set ourselves up? Pretty important.
Definitely, mate.
We've actually got that in our special conditions, is time frame or when you can contact the whole team.
Contract.
Yeah, in our contract. Our special conditions are probably scary from a client's point of view.
Have you got consequences for it?
We'd burn their house down. Possibly. I don't know. You'd have to ask Zoe.
At least it's in writing, though. That's the main thing.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
We-
it is in writing.
We do something similar. We call it our success agreement, which outlines, we go through that pre-contract, outlines, PC items, provisional sum items, details, what they can expect. And I think since we've implemented that as well, not only around communication, around our schedule, we share a Wonderbuild schedule with the client. And we've had before, like, Tyler wasn't on site today, like what's happened, because they have
shoot you in the foot.
they have the schedule there, and in the success agreement, it just states that we share a schedule with you for the purpose of giving you an understanding of what the job flow is.
A rough guide on the timeline.
If someone isn't there the moment that it's scheduled in, like it's subject to change. So, I think it's setting the expectation around communication, or
I like the sound of that too, actually. Success agreement.
or what they can expect from us and what we can expect from them is meant to be what we outline. Yeah.
What about, I think we've almost held you guys up enough for the day, and it's late on a Friday.
Oh, we're sleeping here.
Actually,
We're staying over.
it's Friday, it's bloody Monday. Getting late in the arvo, just sort of touch on the lighter side of building. Let's go into dream projects. If you guys were to build your own home, your own dream home, what would it look like?
I've just knocked one over. We've just moved into a new place that we built last year. It's not the dream home. It's just a stepping stone. It was the development opportunity. So, but if I was honest, I got a bit excited through the build and put a few, maybe pushed out some. We inherited plans and permits, right? So it was a sloping block. So we dug a shitload further into the hill and doubled the size of the garage, doubled the size of the lower floor, and didn't increase the building envelope, but probably increased the floor area by about 30%. So got a bit excited in that regard, but blew the budget. But
Didn't do a QBE.
no, a few variations to myself, but tough conversations. No, but it's definitely not the dream home. But that's what doing that has sort of probably lit a little bit more of a fire in my belly and got me a bit more excited. It's the passion came through to being able to sort of have a bit of fun with it. Often defined by clients' wants and needs and existing designs. So doing those sort of things, it's exciting and just sort of set us up for project and next project and family home.
Yep. So, Matty, you've eliminated the client, but you've disappointed the client by blowing the budget.
Yeah, I know. It's just like that's the thing. And the funny thing was, all our 5 jobs, those clients knew that I was building my own house at the time, and boy, did they hold me to account. They go, I saw on Instagram you're tiling your place. Where's the tile? We're standing in their bathroom that's waterproof.
He's a couple of weeks delayed.
And I'm just like, just have a bit of fun. And that's the thing. We've got a good relationship with clients. It's the joys of being open and transparent. And, spicy in the house sometimes. But that's the joys of it. If we all enjoy what we're doing, we've got to be able to build for ourselves every now and then.
Yep. Rob, what's your dream home look like, mate?
I reckon I'm too indecisive to tell you what it looks like because I love having different ideas and using new products and whatnot. But I think to me it'd be more location based. Like I really want to move down to the beach, like Mordialloc, Mentone, somewhere like that. Close vicinity to a gym. Like I just want that lifestyle. Like Sammy's always saying he's just purchased a new place and he can go for a run along the river. I was like, stuff like that. That's super important to me. And you can build sort of anything anywhere. So I think location based would just be that's my next step. Yeah. So I've done a reno in Belgrave on my place. Took me 8 months to build a vanity because I just put it off. But I've finally finished that. But now our domestic building insurance have put a caveat on it. I can't sell my house, which is a bit of a bugger. So we've got to finish these 2 next projects before I can sell that buy block down either the Peninsula or Bayside.
They take time, mate. Well, our first one, we just bought it, moved into a new house just before Christmas, kept the first one, but that was supposed to be a 5-year reno plan. That took 9.
Extension of time.
I got there.
Yeah.
Liquidated that.
EOTs. Pay it to yourself.
Yeah, as you said, we've just recently we put our house on the market, which we did quite a cost-effective reno. I don't think it's kind of in my style per se, but we just more so flipped it where we are now, and we put that on the market, I think 5 days before Christmas, which was, we were just like, what's the worst that can happen? We wait till January or we do it now. And sold in 3 weeks over Christmas, which was cool. And then we've just recently bought in Point Lonsdale, settlements next month. And dream home to me is not Point Lonsdale. It's another stepping stone. You're not going to go there straight away. But I'm thinking Stackstone, like cladding, paving, don't mind what it is. Love it. Favourite building material by far. A bit of natural timber. We're going to go for what we do in Point Lonsdale. We're going to go for kind of that Gold Coast vibe. I think which is kind of in at the moment, yeah.
Awesome, mate. Might be another episode of the Chippy Olympics
Might have
for
to.
that one, hey?
Yeah, might have to.
No, that's awesome, boys. We might jump into a quick rapid fire question here, boys. So, aim of the game is just quick answers, and a lot of people struggle with the quick answers when we put it in a rapid fire.
Let's really try and keep them quick today, because today's rapid fire answers have been almost been other podcast episodes in their own. So
kick us off, Lukey.
kick us off. All right, this is open to anyone, so anyone feel free to jump in. Or
We say our name first, or just put a hand up. No.
Do we have a
Buzzer.
buzzer?
Hit the buzzer.
yeah, well, your buzzer's your name. Jump in first. Okay. Actually, this is a good one. What's the most unusual tool you can't live without?
Duct tape. It's gotten me out of a pickle many times. I don't use many tools anymore, but the amount of times I've had
unusual.
The amount of times I've had to. Oh yeah,
It's pretty common.
you weren't expecting it.
Everyone, anyway, yep.
Hey, we just had Devon walk in behind us from Performance Membrane, so we better not say duct tape and use.
Tescon.
I'm not going to test on a ladder on my roof racks.
Anyway, Rob.
Given I've used that for a lot of things, testicle tape. It's actually ridiculously
I
good.
might be doing it
Yeah,
wrong.
but it's just super expensive.
All right, let's push along. Probably an unusual tool.
Bottle opener on the side of the radio.
Matt?
Oh yeah. I'm pencil man.
In your hat?
In my hat, always.
Is that
Patent pending.
It's not
allowed to
allowed
come
to
out,
come I can't leave you copping me for unusual duct tape.
Like,
But this is innovative.
you're useless without a pencil.
Dean, so next
Right,
one.
next one.
How are you going to cut
Favourite
anything to size?
top timber or building material?
Charred ash cladding. Or charred cladding. Definitely. Absolutely love it. I don't know how to say it.
Rapid fire.
She sound bull or something?
Matt?
Oh my.
Sam?
I'm with you.
Freeform natural stone wall
Beth?
cladding.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Best piece of advice you've ever received in business or on site?
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Rob?
First, listen to understand before responding.
Young Padawan.
Matt?
A leader speaks last.
Ooh. And on that,
Listens,
And on
let
that
everyone
note.
has their listens, let everyone has their say.
Yeah.
And
That's why they got away with the gable.
true. Yep, that's it.
Nah,
She was
awesome.
on the gable.
Well, gents, that was a lot of fun having you boys in. Yeah, really excited for what each of you are doing in your own businesses. So I think, all faces of what the building industry is starting to look like. So, yeah, you want
Those that don't know or may have never heard of you guys before, where would they find you?
Built by Hammond is our Instagram handle. We've got our website, I think, builtbyhammond.com as well. Jump on there and client inquiries or contact information's all there.
My phone number is 04. Nah. Same thing. Evo Built on Instagram. www.evobuilt.com.au. Yeah, fill out a questionnaire and we'll help you out.
Beauty.
Same. Elevate Building Group on Instagram and Facebook, and elevatebuilding.com.au. Much got everything there.
Very good.
Thanks, gents.
All right. Thanks again
Thanks
for
for having us,
joining
boys.
today, guys.
Dramas.
That wraps up another exciting episode. Thanks again for your time, guys. I understand, kicking off the start of a Monday, it takes a lot to get the afternoon off to come chat to us. So, guys, hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you want to find out more about Build Insight, head over to Instagram and search for build.insite. Head over to the website also, www.buildinsight.com.au. You'll find links to previous podcast episodes there, as well as updates on the YouTube channel. Otherwise, that'll wrap us up for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. Let's cue the disclaimer. I need to let you know that myself and the Build Insight team are in no way, shape or form qualified to give you personal or specific business advice. We strongly encourage you seek out the use of professionals for products or when you are making personal or business decisions. Everything discussed during the Build Insight podcast is our own and the guest opinion and personal experience and is of a general nature only. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Catch you on the next one.